Okay, welcome back. We were discussing on RC the last time, and I was telling I mentioned how you can eliminate an option when you are stuck with two options. How you can eliminate it. Now let's understand the type of questions that you normally get in CAT. See, in CAT, most of the questions that you get are fact-based question, fact-based and inferential questions, and some main idea questions. Let's understand what these three type of questions are. Now, just few months later, you are going to sit for the CAT exams. All those who are aspirants will be going in for the CAT exams. And in these CAT exams, first to understand, if you look at the question paper, suppose you take the last 10 years of question paper or 12 year question paper, around 20 or 24 sittings if you look at, most of the questions, RCs which are there, the questions, if you analyze the questions, the bulk of the questions are fact-based question. Fact-based question means whose answers are very much there in the passage. But the point is, when we try to identify it as a fact-based question, that obviously, as you understand, it's CAT, and you are not in a school that the kind of RCs that you did during your CBSE or ICSE days, the same kind of passages or the same kind of questions you will get in CAT. So that same fact or the answer which is there in the passage, that will be presented to you as one of the options in the question in a different, means the sentence would be structured in a different manner. So there your ability to identify that option which is written in a little different manner in the passage, that you have to be a little analytical in order to understand. Or once in my subsequent videos you will find me taking you through lot of CAT RCs and IFT and ZAT RCs. I'll take you and I'll show you in CAT RCs specifically how the answers are very much, the fact-based questions have their answers very much in the passage. The point is to spot those answers because they are framed in a little different manner. And what we are expecting, that if it's a fact-based question, the exact sentence will be picked up and that will be given to us as an option, which obviously doesn't happen. The answer is framed or structured in a different manner, and that is how it is given in the options. So you should be able to identify that. Then fact-based and inferential question. What are inferential questions? Inferential questions are those whose answer you have to derive, deduce. यानी जो premise means evidence, जो पैसेज में लिखा गया है, जो एविडेंस दिया गया है, उसी के बेसिस पे, उसी के बिना पे जो चीज तुम डिराइव कर सकते हो, डिड्यूस कर सकते हो, उसको कहते हैं इन्फरेंशियल आंसर्स. अच्छा, इन्फरेंशियल क्वेश्चंस, उसमें जो आंसर है वो पैसेज में नहीं दिया गया, अनलाइक द फैक्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन. फैक्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन में द ऑप्शंस आर very clearly given in the passage, but in the inferential questions the options are not there in the passage. The options will be in inferential questions based on the evidence that is given. You have to derive or you have to deduce your answers. So when you have to deduce your answers, as you understand, the option which is directly picked up from the passage and given to you as one of the answers, obviously that cannot be your answer. सपोज जो क्वेश्चन है वो इन्फरेंशियल है और तुम देख रहे हो कि एक पर्टिकुलर ऑप्शन जो है वो डायरेक्टली वो सेंटेंस को पैसेज में से कॉपी करके वो दे दिया गया है आंसर का एक ऑप्शन पे. ऑप्शन सी वो एग्जैक्ट सेंटेंस को कॉपी करके दे दिए हैं एंड वो क्वेश्चन है इन्फरेंशियल. व्हाट कैन बी इन्फर्ड फ्रॉम द अबव स्टेटमेंट, और व्हाट कैन बी इन्फर्ड बाय दिस एग्जांपल, और व्हाट कैन बी इन्फर्ड बाय दिस स्टेटमेंट. सो यहाँ पे जो इन्फरेंशियल क्वेश्चन है उसके जो आंसर्स है वो पैसेजेस में डायरेक्टली नहीं दिए गए होंगे. सो तुमको वो जो एविडेंस दिया गया है, जो पैसेज पढ़ रहे हो, एक पैसेज का स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है? एक पैसेज का स्ट्रक्चर इज there will be that the entire passage is known as an argument. The entire passage is known as an argument. In that argument there are three elements. One, there is a premise, that is evidence, which leads to a conclusion, taking an assumption into consideration. Taking an assumption into consideration, based on the premise you reach a conclusion. Right? In some other video I'll tell you define all these three things when probably I'll take you through the sessions on critical reasoning, the GMAT critical reasoning, I might tell you a little more about all this, because the same technique, the one that you use for reading comprehension, almost the same technique you use for critical reasoning. As you understand, RC, that is reading comprehension, and CR, critical reasoning, they are mirror images of each other. So RC and CR will require you to have almost the same kind of technique. So there I will tell you what this structure is, what is a premise, what is a conclusion, what is an assumption, वो मैं बाद में बताऊंगा. अभी we will not digress or divert from what we are discussing. So inferential questions, how do you get that answer? Inferential questions you have to derive from वो दिए होंगे, the question वैसे ही बनाया गया होगा. What can be inferred from this statement with an inverted commas, एक statement दिए होंगे, or what can be inferred by this example, or what can be inferred by the author's statement about this. So वहाँ पे go to that statement where, or the example, or that point which has been mentioned in the question within inverted commas. Go to the options, go to the passage there where it is written. Read few sentences before it. Read few sentences before it. 2-3 sentences before that example, before that statement, 2-3 sentences उससे पहले पढ़ लो. So you will understand why the author has given you that example. Once you understand it, so you now have got the premise. So based on that premise, based on that evidence, ये चारों option में से कौन सा I can infer या deduce. Now you got to remember one thing, that when you are doing an inferential answer, you have to go a little beyond the evidence. जो दिया गया है premise, वो premise evidence से थोड़ा सा बाहर जाना पड़ेगा. But at the same time, you should stay as close as possible to the passage. Suppose for example, मैं देखता हूँ कि क्लास में मेरा एक स्टूडेंट आज ऑफलाइन क्लास में, क्लासरूम के अंदर वो स्टूडेंट आज है नहीं. सो मैं क्या इन्फर कर सकता हूं, मेरे पास में प्रेमाइस क्या है, वो एविडेंस क्या है कि वो क्लास में है नहीं. सो फिर मैं क्या इन्फर कर सकता हूं, मैं ये इन्फर कर सकता हूं वो कहीं बाहर है. वन स्टेप, वो क्लास में है नहीं, सो आई कैन इन्फर वन स्टेप दैट वो कहीं बाहर है. बट मैं ये इन्फर अगर करूं कि वो दोस्तों के साथ मैच खेल रहा है, या तो वो कहीं मूवीज देख रहा है, या तो वो कहीं पे ही इज ऑन अ डेट, सो ये my answer will be wrong. Why? Because when I am deducing, मैं infer जब कर रहा हूं, I can go at best one step beyond the stated premise, but I cannot go more. And when I go beyond, I stray too much away from my premise, वो आंसर inferential आंसर गलत हो जाता है. So as I said, if my student is not in the class, the best that I can infer that he is somewhere outside, but I cannot say that definitely is playing a match with his friends, or is hanging out with somebody, or is having a party. तो यहाँ पे आंसर जो inferential answers normally गलत हो जाएंगे, right? So inferential answers, be very careful. The option which has been directly picked up from the passage and खूबहू उसी को अगर ऑप्शन में दे दिया गया है, that is not the answer, because वो तो fact based question या specific idea question हो जा रहा है. But the question हमारा है inferential, what can be inferred from the statement, statement के basis पे हम क्या infer कर सकते हैं. So that you have got to be careful. So fact based question, inferential question. Another is the main idea question. What is this main idea question? Main idea question is where, what is the central idea, central theme, thematic highlight, the passage primarily deals with. ये सारा होता है main idea questions. Main idea questions, how do we identify a main idea question? We identify a main idea question by understanding that the author will present in the first few sentences of the first paragraph, and the last few sentences of the last paragraph, the author will introduce the subject matter. So that is where you will identify the main idea question. Then another evidence is, what is that common thread which runs from the first paragraph to the last paragraph. That is the second evidence to identify the main idea of a passage. The third is, the author will introduce a theme, and the subsequent paragraph might be the first paragraph, he introduce the subject matter of the theme. In the second, third, fourth paragraph, there will be sub themes dealing with the main theme. But that main theme which is there, that will be in some way or the other, in some form or the other, you will find its presence in each of the paragraph. But a sub theme will be discussed in one paragraph and it stops there, and the next paragraph will have a new sub theme. Again, the next paragraph will have another sub theme which is necessarily connected with the main theme. So that's a common thread which runs from the first paragraph to the last paragraph that you can identify. Right? This is what you can try and identify. And I can tell you a little easier method how you can identify the main idea, central idea, thematic highlight, what can be a suitable title of the passage. ये सारा question वही main idea questions का related है. So how you can find it is, now once you have read a passage, सोच लो कि तुमने पैसेज पढ़ लिया. अब कोई दोस्त आता है, पूछता है कि यार ये पैसेज किस बारे में था, थोड़ा मुझे तू 5-7 sentences में या 7-8 sentences में मुझे समझा दे. You should be able to tell him what this passage is in one sentence. No, you told him ये 7-8 sentence. तो वो पूछता है कि ठीक है, बट बता मुद्दा क्या है, किस मुद्दे पे ये पूरा पैसेज लिखा हुआ है. सो इफ वॉट एवर कम्स टू योर माइंड, किस मुद्दे पे ये सारा डिस्कशन था, ये फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ, सेकंड पैराग्राफ, थर्ड पैराग्राफ या फोर्थ पैराग्राफ अगर है, तो किस मुद्दे पे ये सारा पैराग्राफ्स में डिस्कशन हो रहे थे. सो दैट व्हाट यू कैन थिंक, और जो दिमाग में आता है उसी को लेके लुक एट द ऑप्शंस. जो थॉट तुम्हारा दिमाग में आया है वो ऑप्शंस में देखो वो ऑप्शन है कि नहीं. एंड अगर सीरियसली सिंसियरली तुम पढ़े हो, मैं जो पॉइंट्स बताया कि पहला फर्स्ट फ्यू सेंटेंस ऑफ द फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ, लास्ट फ्यू सेंटेंसेस ऑफ द लास्ट पैराग्राफ, उन दोनों में कुछ तो कॉमन है, एग्जैक्ट सेंटेंस तो ऑब्वियसली नहीं लिखेंगे, बट कुछ तो कॉमन है. वो जो कुछ तो कॉमन है वो क्या है वो सोचने का कोशिश करो. एक नॉर्मली फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ में ही ऑथर नॉर्मली अपना जो इंटेंशन है वो क्लियर कर देते हैं कि किस बारे में वो डिस्कशन करने वाले. सो वहीं पे मिल जाएगा. एक तीसरा है कि कौन सा टॉपिक है जो कि फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ से लास्ट पैराग्राफ तक बार बार वो आ रहा है, बट डिफरेंट सब थीम्स के साथ में आ रहा है. राइट? सपोज मैं पोल्यूशन के बारे में डिस्कस कर रहा हूं, अब मैं टॉपिक बता दिया, सपोज मैं टॉपिक का हेडिंग ही नहीं बताता और फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ में लिखता द काइंड ऑफ menace that pollution has created and the way it has impacted human life is catastrophic करके मैं I start, and then in the second paragraph I mention about the way noise pollution is impacting human life. Then in the third paragraph I talk about how air pollution is impacting human life. In the fourth paragraph I discuss about how the soil pollution is impacting human life. And then I close the paragraph. Now I ask a student, ये था किस बारे में, ये पैसेज किस बारे में था. So क्या बोलोगे कि वो था पोल्यूशन के बारे में, है ना. तो पोल्यूशन वॉज द मेन थीम, उसका सब थीम था साउंड पोल्यूशन, एयर पोल्यूशन, लैंड सॉइल पोल्यूशन, ये उसका सब थीम है, बट मेन थीम क्या है वो है पोल्यूशन. सो इसी तरह से हम मेन आइडिया आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं. अच्छा, जो सुटेबल टाइटल, ये एक मेन आइडिया क्वेश्चन है. व्हाट कैन बी अ सुटेबल टाइटल फॉर द पैसेज. याद रखो, इन द सुटेबल टाइटल ऑफ द पैसेज नेसेसरी की मेन आइडिया होना चाहिए, होना जरूरी है. सुटेबल टाइटल में जो पैसेज का जो मेन आइडिया है वो होना जरूरी है. सो अगर तुम मेन आइडिया आइडेंटिफाई कर चुके हो या तो कर सकते हो, तो फिर लुक एट द ऑप्शंस एंड तुमको जो सेंट्रल आइडिया, मेन आइडिया, उसका आइडिया मिल जाएगा. सो ये मोस्टली जो 3 टाइप के क्वेश्चंस यू विल गेट इन कैट, जो बल्क ऑफ द क्वेश्चन वो होता है. और कुछ क्वेश्चंस होते हैं टोन, वो मैं किसी और वीडियो में मैं उसको डिस्कस करूंगा. जब मैं डिफरेंट पैटर्न ऑफ क्वेश्चंस डिस्कस करूंगा उसमें मैं टोन क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करूंगा. 1 या 2 टोन क्वेश्चंस हो सकते हैं. डेफिनेटली कॉन्टेक्चुअल वोकैबुलरी क्वेश्चंस 1-2 होंगे विथ रेफरेंस टू पैसेज. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस वर्ड, पैसेज को लेके इस वर्ड का मीनिंग जो बोल्ड में दिया होगा या इटैलिक्स में दिया होगा या तो अंडरलाइन करके दिया होगा. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस वर्ड विद रेफरेंस टू द पैसेज, तो उसको हम कहते हैं कॉन्टेक्चुअल वोकैबुलरी क्वेश्चन. तो उसमें से 2 क्वेश्चंस, 1-2 क्वेश्चंस होते ही हैं. टोन 1-2 क्वेश्चंस होते हैं और 1-2 क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, कम है बट होते हैं. लाइक दिस पैसेज इज most probably taken from, it is an extract from, it has possibly been taken from. So like this they ask. So more or less the bulk of the question that you get in CAT will be this fact-based question, fact-based and inferential questions, and main idea questions. So we have discussed how to deal with all these type of questions in this video, and in the next video we will discuss what all other type of questions are there. Till then, take care.